Hey, there we go. Hey, what's up, phone lovers? Welcome to the Mobile Roar podcast for the week of August 28th, 2016. I am Joe Fidua.
I'm Chris Chavez.
And I'm Ashley King.
We are back. Last week was just everyone was gone, and it just was not. It was kind of unpredictable. Chris was in China. We had someone lined up to replace Chris, and Ashley had some personal stuff all of a sudden come up, and so yeah, we just decided to ditch it. But we're back. Don't worry, we're back. Yes. And I have some awesome news to start the podcast out with. Google Play Podcast support finally rolled out.
Yay, I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll dissuade me from Pocket Cast, but I'm eager to try something new.
Yeah, it definitely has not persuaded me from Pocket Cast. The one thing I like about it is now I find it a lot easier to listen to podcasts on my computer because I can just open up the Google Play web.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but you're not going to have like the syncing between that and Pocket Cast. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but because the Pocket Cast web player costs like, I don't know, it's kind of expensive.
I think it's $5 or $10. I actually paid for it because it was, I enjoyed it that much.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're on Google Play if you want to start listening to us over there. Or you can just keep listening to us wherever you have been. So just wanted to shoot that out there. All right. So topics this week, big stories are all HTC related, which is a good thing for HTC. So I just want to start off the show by saying the HTC 10 is awesome. And I'm just going to make Chris really jealous for the first 10 minutes.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything about it.
Yeah, I really like this phone. I really, really like this phone. It's like I'm kind of spoiled, you know. We get all these phones to test, and so I get to try out a lot of the new phones. And a lot of the last few I've tried have been really good phones, like the Galaxy S7 and the G5, but they just didn't like do it for me. I didn't love them. You know what I mean, though? Like, you use a phone and it's good enough and you like it, but it's not,
I know what you mean.
You're not like obsessed with it or anything. It's not just you don't love it, and that's kind of what I felt like with the Galaxy S7. It was a really, really good phone, and I used it for a month or so, and it still is a really good phone. It's just I don't love it.
This phone, you say that, Joe, is like I take extra stock in it though, because every week Chris gets a new phone and he's like, I love this phone. This is the best phone, and I'm like, yeah.
I don't do that. I don't. So when I say this, you should really.
I never liked the Galaxy S7. I'll say that. It's meh.
I still think it's a good phone, and I think if anyone got it, they would be perfectly happy with it. But I think the thing I've discovered really about myself, and I kind of talked about this back when I had the...
You're discovering yourself. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, so I talked about this back with the May 8, how that phone was like, the hardware was just insanely good, but the software just killed it for me. Mm-hmm. And that's, on a lesser scale, is the problem with the Galaxy S7 for me, is that like I really like the hardware a lot, but there are just things that Samsung does with software. I'm not saying TouchWiz is bad. They just do things differently. Mm-hmm. And some of that stuff I don't like, whereas the HTC 10, they do things pretty much just like you find on a stock Android phone, which is the type of like the skin of Android that I prefer, just personal preference. So that's why I like the HTC 10 a lot, is because I really like the software, and the hardware is just as good as pretty much any flagship that's come out this year. So
yeah, I don't even know. They didn't even give a shipping date yet or anything. They just said early May, so I still have to wait.
I've been hearing that like Verizon's.
Chris.
I think Verizon's going to start tomorrow, pre-orders maybe.
Yeah, Verizon had like the early exclusive or something where they got it out before anybody, but the people that bought it from HTC, the unlocked version.
So my review should go up next week, I believe. Just started posting some like tips and tricks type stuff, so stay tuned for that. But a little spoiler alert for our podcast listeners is I really like the phone a lot. Thumbs up. All right, let's talk about some HTC rumors. Apparently, we've got 2 Nexus devices coming from HTC this year. What?
Yeah.
Will these be the first Nexus devices that are phones, not just tablets, like since the one?
I
Like,
think
that's
so.
quite a while.
Yeah, there was the Nexus 1, and then there was the the Nexus 9, and that's kind of been it. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, the G1, I guess that's kind of like the first.
I guess we've kind of come full circle.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of cool. I mean, it depends, because the Nexus 9 was kind of an okay tablet. They got some pretty bad reviews and stuff, but I think that was more because of the processor. It was using some NVIDIA Tegra or whatever, and it just didn't really do so well. But phones, HTC can make a badass phone, so I think that's what everyone's kind of excited about. But the leak came from EVLeaks, and he didn't say specifically. He just said devices, so he didn't say whether it's going to be 2 phones, a big and small, medium, small, large, and medium. Who knows? Or if it's going to be like a phone and a tablet, which I guess it's time for the Nexus 9 to get a refresh. So
they've been having multiple manufacturers each year for these refreshes, so it wouldn't surprise me if they still keep Huawei on board and then have other phones with HTC.
Yeah. That would be really cool. I would love to see HTC do like an iPhone SE kind of a phone, like a little tiny one, and then like a regular medium-sized, and then Huawei still do a 6P, but like updated in specs and all that. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think Google has a pattern yet with anything they do, because they kind of they're just winging it, and so it's hard to really pin anything down. But it's exciting. Like right now, it's S1 and M1 are the code names for these, and according to Android Police, they think it's going to be called. One of them is going to be the sailfish, and the other one's going to be the marlin. Marlin, sailfish, swordfish. Which
those are both fish.
Are they both the same fish? That kind
of. No.
Sailfish and marlin look alike. Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. I like marlins. They look like angels to see. It's like big. I think they're great.
Oh, what do you say?
But the phone should be good. All right, it's HTC. Everyone loves what they do with hardware, and they're kind of the underdog right now. And I feel like usually when a manufacturer is the underdog, Google kind of just like come in, brings them in, and then makes like a beautiful Nexus phone.
It's so funny to me how every year, like, I remember last year we used to say a lot when there was all these rumors about the Huawei Nexus, like, Huawei is so hot right now. And now, same thing for HTC. They come out with the 110, or not the 110, the HTC 10, and everyone's like, oh man, they're back. HTC, so hot right now.
So hot right now. So, yeah, I think it should be cool. I mean, even if it won't necessarily be built on the same like hardware as the HTC 10, because Google has their own like design that they use, but I don't know. I'm super hyped and excited. Just for like at the very least, I just want a very, very premium 5-inch phone. They can do that. Oh, be so happy.
I think you will really like the size of the HTC 10 when you get it.
Oh, would I, Joe?
I think you would.
Cool.
I think you're really gonna like this phone, Chris. You should just like get it.
Just rubbing it all over my face.
Why don't you have it? You should just have it. What color did you pre-order?
I got the silver black. There was a silver
black or black.
Silver black. So its back is silver, front is black.
You can do that?
Yeah, that's the only option. I know they had like a silver white, but that's not going to be available. It's only available like in India or Taiwan or something weird.
Oh, I'm probably just having a brain fart. Is that what they had at the event I was at? It was black on the front and silver on the back?
I think I saw your black one.
Yeah, I had pictures of the silver one too.
Yeah, I can't remember if you took pictures of the one with the white. I think yours did have a white front from your photos, but I'm not sure. I know a lot of people were taking photos of the white-fronted one.
I don't think I saw one.
That's not an option, though. Not right now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is black on the front, silver on the back. All right. All right, so moving on from HTC. Where are my notes? Where did they go?
Looking everywhere.
Where are they? Oh, here they are. All right, so
checking under his desk.
Dog ate him. Let's move from HTC to LG, and not nearly as happy news. LG, 168 million loss in their mobile division first quarter.
Here's the question, though. Is that because of the G5 or the G4?
I think it's a G4.
Why would it be because of the G4 and not the G5?
I don't know. I don't think they count. Like, I don't know. Wait, what year was it? What was the
first quarter of this year?
Yeah, I don't know.
So like January to March.
I think the next quarter will reflect all the the G5 stuff, but I'm not sure how they report all that.
They should have some G5 sales in the first quarter.
Yeah.
On sale in. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know exactly when the quarter ends.
Yeah. Either way, it's bad news.
Yeah. Either way, it's not good.
And I don't know if the G5 is going to be that their savior.
Like I'm telling you, they're going to abandon the module stuff next year.
He said, the CEO guy, or one of the financial officer guy, somebody that works at LG said that.
Yeah, but you're telling me they're losing $168 million?
Yeah, okay. all that kind of goes out the window once it's okay. We need to make money.
Because Quentin had a really funny title on this, I thought. The LG G5 is so good that the company is blaming it for $170 million in losses. Because this is what the dude said. He goes,
too good?
This is mainly as a result of the business entering the slow season and as well as declining shipments of existing flagship models due to high interest in the recently announced G5. So he's saying everyone is basically like not buying phones in that quarter because they were waiting for the G5, and that's why their numbers were so bad. So I guess it would be because of the G4. Like,
yeah, it's not the G5.
Stopping buying it.
Next quarter, we'll see how well the G5's been doing. But I don't expect it to do very well at all.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I had LG phones for 3 years and jumped ship. So, but I jumped shipped on the G4. I didn't have the G4.
That's true. And the G4 was fine.
Mm-hmm.
The G5's fine. I don't know. People just don't like it that much for some reason. Because it's not exciting or something. I really don't know. It's not a bad phone.
The design of it, I don't care for the design of it. It looks like a plastic preschool toy to me.
Plastic preschool toy. That reminds me of my win of the week, but we'll get to that later. All right. So these Mode watch straps. You guys see these things?
I did.
So basically, Google decided to make their own like quick change watch straps. There's like a little slider on the bottom, and you slide it on, and it like attaches itself to the little quick pins, and then you slide it off, and you can just like switch them out really easily. You don't have to take out the pins or anything. It's really nice, but it's really expensive.
It's Google's answer to the way the Apple Watch works.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. You don't have that on this list of things to talk about, Chris.
No, I will leave that out. No,
for the people listening, Chris just flashed an Apple Watch on his wrist in front of the camera.
I like to try out different things.
Keeping up with the Apples.
Nothing wrong with that.
I got my Apple Watch.
Chris is bi-curious.
I have it on one arm, and then on my other arm I have the Android Wear watches, all of them. On my other arm.
Yep, and he's switching them on and off with the Mode watch bands.
Dude, okay, so here's the thing that sucks about the Mode watches, are the watch bands, like you said. They're really kind of expensive. The leather ones, not so much, because the leather ones are only $10 more than the silicone, but the silicone ones are kind of overpriced as it is.
$50 for the leather ones. Or no, $60 for the leather ones. $50 for silicone. Which is super expensive for a silicone watch band.
That's the same price that Apple's asking for their silicone bands. Although, once you go to leather bands for Apple Watches, Apple's asking like $150 for leather. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. But you only really, like, the whole point of the Mode and all that stuff is because is so that you can swap out different bands, like, oh, I'm going to put my silicone band on, go running, and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So you kind of...
It's like running mode, fashion mode.
So no matter what, you have to buy 2 of them to kind of get the convenience of being able to switch out bands, because the one you have on whatever watch you have now isn't a mode. So you're going to have to pull the little pins. You're going to have to put it whenever you want to switch back. It's going to be so much hassle. It kills the convenience. So you really need 2 mode bands, which is going to be like $100. And
it is cool that they work with, like, you could even get those. I could get those and use it on my Pebble.
Yes, definitely. It's just, to me, it's really odd that Google would even, like, why is Google doing, of all people, why is Google making smartwatch accessories? It's just kind of,
they want people to buy their smartwatches.
Why not? It's odd. And then they said they're like, it's open to other companies and stuff to build using their little patented clasps or whatever they have. So like, if you guys want to make a mode, like, let us know and we'll work with you. Which is it's just so odd to have Google doing that and not like the manufacturers themselves, like Motorola or Huawei or somebody.
It would be pretty sweet if some other manufacturers made cheaper bands with that.
Yes, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for. It's kind of weird because you would have to work with Google, so I don't know if we'll see some like dirt cheap, Chinese generic bands come out soon, but that would be awesome.
I bought this NATO band for my Pebble. Is $11.
It's cheap.
Like, bands are usually really cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, then so. I can't see myself spending $50 for a band and then or $100. And your smartwatch itself is probably like $200. It's like half the price of your dang watch already. Yeah.
We'll probably though start seeing. I'm guessing we'll see Android Wear devices coming with bands that have that already installed.
Yes, moving forward, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, maybe the next generation, I think that's probably like a given. The next generation of Android Wear stuff is going to have that little mode clasps. I hope. I really, really hope.
Pebble uses, I don't think it's just a Pebble thing, but it is like, it looks like the regular quick release pins or whatever, but it has like a little nub that you can slide with your finger.
Yeah, I forget which one. I think the Huawei watch. I think Huawei watch has that too. It's like a little thing that you can move and you can.
That works pretty well too. I mean, I have 2 bands that I switch between pretty often, and it's not that hard to use them. Dude, Chris, you have like 50 notifications going off over there.
I just muted all my phones, but there's always like another phone around. That's like,
he's got like a phantom phone, just
I don't know where
dinging somewhere.
I don't get it. Everything's muted.
I'm sure our audio listeners are just loving it. They're thinking that their phones are going off.
They keep checking their phones.
Oh gosh, my phone. Nope, just Chris. You can't see him right now if you're listening to audio, but he's literally covered in phones. They're just like stuck all over his body.
I think it's this other phone over here.
All right, so moving on. Another Twitter app bites the dust, but not really. I think we've talked about this before. Twitter's token limit or whatever, they kind of like limit third-party apps and the amount of users that they can have.
I think it's 150K API tokens.
Yeah. So Phoenix is a really popular third-party app, and I'm actually surprised it took this long to reach the limit, but they reached the limit earlier this week, and so no new people could start using it. Like if you were using the app, you're fine, but new users couldn't start using it. And I guess today the app arrived back in the Play Store, and the developer said that he was in contact with the Twitter dev team and they helped him resolve the issue. So I'm wondering.
So does that mean Twitter is going to be more open?
Yeah.
Like are they going to more people on that API for third party?
That's what I'm wondering, is if Twitter's maybe going to start easing up on this, which would be super nice.
Yes.
I would love nothing more for Twitter to just go back to how they were and let developers have full access to the API, basically. That was
they're struggling, so I mean I'm hoping that's what happens.
People kind of expected them to do that when they hired Dorsey again as CEO, and he hasn't done anything. Twitter. But yeah, I mean, gosh, we always talk about it on this podcast, like the glory days of third-party Twitter apps.
What's the best one?
It's the last third-party app that I use. Like, I've tried all the other ones, Falcon.
What's the one you use?
I use Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
What about Twideer? You guys still using Twideer?
No.
I don't even know.
You didn't even know how to say it.
I don't even know what, like,
Twideer?
The last time I've used a third-party app, it's been so freaking long.
I know, me too.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, if their goal was to get people to use the official app, they
won.
Done that.
Twitter's won.
I know a lot of people who are still clinging to, like, Twicca. Remember that app?
I used to use
that.
Twicca.
Was my favorite. Twicca was my favorite.
Yeah. I know one of my friends still uses that, and every time I'm just like, oh my gosh, you still use Twicca?
Well, I loved it because it had the AMOLED theme, and that's why I use Phoenix now. The official app still does not have that.
Let's check and see when the last time Twicca was updated. Maybe they're still like keeping
still going strong.
Yeah. Oh, the screenshots are not current, so that's a bad sign. Ice cream sandwich screenshots. Not too bad actually. June 4th, 2015. So we're getting close to a year since the last update. Could be worse.
Usually when you see updates like that, it's like, oh, I just added, support for the latest Android version. That's
right.
Yep.
No,
it's maintenance updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last update, fixed image preview rotation, new Instagram video preview and external app, experimental support for Instagram video on built-in video preview.
Okay.
All right. 1 million to 5 million installs. It's pretty crazy. All right, so Chrome OS could soon get the Play Store. Chris is excited about this.
Yeah, you have no idea. There was, I guess it was in a leak. I don't know if it was a leak, but somebody saw this screen pop up on their Chromebook, and it was like, now introducing the Google Play Store, and it had the little Google Play Store and stuff. And we've known about Chrome slowly integrating or supporting Android apps and all this stuff. We've seen it for like forever now. But it looks like Google's finally ready to possibly make this ready for prime time. And I think it'll probably happen at Google I/O because the person whose Chromebook that saw the little pop-up and all that stuff, it didn't actually work when they said okay. And then after that, after like a few minutes, it just disappeared and they didn't have the Play Store anymore. So it was just like whatever. But it's very promising because this is going to take Chromebooks, Chrome OS to that next level. And I am incredibly super hyped. I don't think every single Android app is going to be available off the boot. I'm pretty sure developers there'll probably be a section in the Google Play Store called Chrome OS or something, or Chrome compatible with Chrome or whatever, like we saw with like what was it, like Chromecast apps and stuff like that. So developers will have to make sure their apps are compatible with Chromebooks. And I guess the most biggest thing that they really have to focus on is just converting their apps so that they play nice with like a mouse and a pointer stuff instead of just touchscreen, because not every Chromebook has a touchscreen. But
honestly, in my experience, like most Android apps work with a mouse already.
Yeah, my problem, I mean, like say for instance, like Google Photos, which on the web version is almost exactly like the app version. It's just such a pain to use to have to like move my mouse to like click back, and then it's so super frustrating how it handles like an actual app and not like a desktop interface. Like I kind of would rather it be more like that. And if it's just people just like making their apps and literally porting them to Chrome OS, I don't think it's going to do very well. They really need to focus on this is a desktop, make your apps look like a full desktop app, and I think it'll win. It'll be awesome. So super excited. And it had me look, I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, holy crap, I need to buy a Chromebook. So I went out and I was trying to figure out what the best Chromebooks were and stuff, and most of them are pretty low, super low end, because Chromebooks have always been, about affordability and all that. So it's kind of hard to really find a nice high-end one, but we're starting to see some come out. There was, I think HP and Google just announced a new, pretty super premium one. I don't know if it has a name yet. It's just an HP Chromebook, but it's got a freaking, what is it, 4K display. It's insane. 13 inches display. Yeah.
Why is there no in between Chromebooks? There's like dirt cheap, and then there's way too expensive for what a Chromebook needs to be.
This one's good though. Okay, because the Pixel was like pretty much your only real option if you wanted something like pretty premium. But Chromebooks, I mean, the Pixels are like super expensive.
Yeah, you could just buy a MacBook for the same price.
Exactly, and I almost pulled the trigger on someone was selling theirs on Craigslist for $750, and I was like, man, should I do it? But I'm like, I could literally buy 2 of like a Toshiba. They have a Toshiba one, which is a pretty nice like medium. It's got a 1080p display. It's supposed to be great. You could buy 2 of those for the same price as like one of the Pixels, and I'm like, do I really need to spend that much just for a freaking Chromebook? I don't know. But the HP one, the HP Chromebook 13, is going to start out at $500, which isn't too bad, and it's got some pretty decent, really, really decent specs, and it's premium aluminum body, all that good stuff. So I'm thinking this one will be the first Chromebook I ever buy.
Another thing to consider. I know it was a couple of weeks ago there was a lot of stories about this. I forget what it was called. It was a really easy way to convert a Windows device into a Chromebook. There was like some tool, and it supported a lot of Windows laptops. That could be interesting. Like get kind of a powerful, cheap Windows laptop and just turn it into a Chromebook.
Yeah. That would be cool. The Pixel, I was kind of leaning more towards the Pixel just because they also have like the touch display, so it would like work really well with some of the apps that maybe aren't so tailored towards like the desktop experience. But
there are probably some Windows laptops that have touch screens.
Hopefully the ones that like this thing that you're talking about, hopefully they have some that are supported that are some touch screen ones. But my friend was talking about that the other day. He's like, well, why would you buy that when you can just, use Chromium OS, which Chromium OS is like the open source version of Chrome OS. But, I kind of wanted it to be a little more official and get direct updates directly from Google and have it just auto update and all that fun stuff. So,
yeah, I wonder if Chromium would even get the Google Play thing.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. So without it being, I don't even know if that would even work. So that's why I was like, I want to stick to like an official Chromebook. So I think this HP one's going to be really, really good. It comes out in May, so it's just right around the corner. Pretty sweet.
All right, so apparently Samsung can't decide if the Note 6 should have an Edge display or not. How do you guys feel about this? Edge display, yes or no?
Don't do it.
No, they're not going to have 2 models. No.
Oh, no. It would be a terrible, terrible mistake. If it doesn't have one, I mean, I would probably honestly consider picking up that. It'd be like just a bigger version of the S7, but without the stupid curved display of the S7 Edge. So, crossing my fingers. I hope they don't. But I mean, I know everyone goes gaga over those stupid Edge displays.
Do they though? Like, I never heard a single person say they got the Edge S7 because of the display. They always got it because it was bigger and had a better battery.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good point too. I mean, I think that's why Samsung went the way they did this year, and didn't have just like a smaller Edge version, because maybe like last time around people were like spending an extra $100 just for that stupid Edge display. They needed some other perks in buying that too. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's awful. I hate the Edge display. I can't use it. I ended up letting my girlfriend use the Edge, and she's like, I could always hear her cursing every so often because she's like touching the sides, or she'll be like, oh, check out this funny video on Facebook, and she's going to show me, and then her fingers are clicking all the Edge stuff, and then the video goes away, and she's like, frickin' hell, and she's like, cursing the Samsung gods. It's just so difficult to use. I hate it. I hate the Edge. It's awful.
Yeah, I got used to it eventually, but it is. I certainly would prefer not to have it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't like. I mean, I was I didn't always do it, but it was just I had to be so conscious of the way I held my phone, and I couldn't just comfortably grab my phone, open it, start playing. Like it just required too much thought and trying to be careful, and it was just more hassle than anything. I'm like, I shouldn't have to live like this. So I just went with the regular S7.
First world problems right there. I shouldn't have to live like this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All right, last little bit of quick news here is from Nintendo. Nintendo is bringing Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem to smartphones. It's happening.
It's happening. I never thought I'd see this day. I honestly never thought I would ever see this day. I'm excited.
They're describing these as like pure game experiences too. They're not going to be apps like Mitoma. They're going to actually be games.
That's what I was about to ask, because I was like, I'm a little bit leery because I hope they don't try to do some. Like,
it's literally just Mitoma with Animal Crossing characters.
Freemium, yeah, like or convert it into another social. I don't know. I just want it to be just.
You just want a game.
Games. I want to see these games in high super resolution on my phone, and I want to be able to play them on my phone because that would just that would be awesome. Because I mean, I enjoy my DS, but I always feel a little bit silly when I'm like on a plane or something, and everyone's sipping champagne, and I just whip out like my 3DS, like, oh, what's up? And it's like a big dumb kid. So I don't know.
The Animal Crossing game is described as being a sort of game that also connects to a dedicated gaming system, and the Wii U does not have an Animal Crossing game. So if this is the direction they're going, it seems like it might be a launch title for the NX, which is coming out March 2017.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Is the NX, is that still rumored to be running Android or some type of...
There have been so many rumors. We don't know at this point. The last one was that it's supposed to be more powerful than the PS4.
What? There's no way.
I heard it's going to be shaped like a triangle.
I heard... I don't know what I heard, but oh man. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it too.
It actually was like shaped like a pyramid or something.
That would be pretty cool.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Nintendo. They kind of do whatever. But is it an NX supposed? Is it still rumored to be like an actual console? Yeah, I guess because it's more powerful than the PS4. So, okay. Yeah. I remember initially they were saying it might be like a weird handheld hybrid.
It might be. It might still be a handheld hybrid. Like I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's exciting. And then Nintendo said something about like the official launch timing for the NX is going to be March.
March 2017.
So it's just around the corner, and it's really odd.
The only thing that they're showing at E3 this year is The Legend of Zelda. Like, they're not showing any of the mobile stuff. Nothing.
What? How? Why? I don't know.
I don't know. This is what
Nintendo
they've announced.
Yeah, Nintendo's really odd about E3 now. They kind of just like, no, we just want to focus on one or two things. We don't want to show off things. It's weird, but I guess they have their, what do they call those streams? Their Playhouse.
Nintendo Treehouse.
Yeah. So I guess they'll probably show it off there. I mean, I feel like Nintendo's kind of big enough where they can even hold their own little event and show off all the new stuff.
I mean, even when they do crazy stuff at E3, their booth is always the one that is the busiest to have to get through.
Yeah, no matter what. That's pretty exciting, though. I'm hyped for Zelda and these mobile games and stuff. If this, I just really hope this is a trend, because Fire Emblem would be perfect on mobile. Animal Crossing would be awesome. I mean, this is great. Great.
All right. So let's do some wins and fails of the week. I'm going to start off with a device that kind of looks like something you would find in a little kid's room, but it's actually pretty cool. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's called Triby. It's Amazon Alexa enabled portable speaker, and it has magnets on the back so you can like stick it to your fridge, and it's kind of like a kitchen hub type thing.
What? I never saw that.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, so it's really cool. It's almost awesome. There's a couple things holding me back from like running out and buying it right now. But so it has an e-ink display on the front, which is pretty cool. Because like the Echo and stuff, they don't have any display. So this is like the first Amazon Echo thing that has a display on it, and it shows like the time and weather and stuff like that. But then people can use the Triby app and like send messages to it, or like drawings or whatever, and then it will show up on that display. And then there's buttons on it for like you can set a Spotify playlist to automatically start when you press a button, or you can have it go to like a radio station, like an old school FM radio station type thing. And then there's you can actually make and receive calls with it too. So it's kind of neat. There's even like this little cute flag that like sticks out of the side when you get a message, which is kind of funny.
Oh, it pops out.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of a cool little thing. But apparently the app that it works with is kind of crappy. To make calls or receive calls, the other person has to have the Tribi app, which, I mean, it makes sense because this thing doesn't have a cellular radio in it. But it's just kind of like something that's you're not going to get everyone in your life to download this Tribi app. And battery life is not super awesome because it is just a Bluetooth speaker, and so like you have to take off your fridge to charge it every couple of days, which is kind of annoying. But other than that, I mean, it's Amazon Alexa. Everything that you can do with the Echo, you can do with this thing.
Oh, that's the thing that you guys posted. I was wondering what that weird little. It looked like a little radio, like a little.
Yeah,
handle.
it does look like a little radio, kind of.
Oh,
It's got like a cute handle, so you can like carry it around. It's a neat looking device. I really like it, and I like the idea of having a like kitchen hub on the front of my fridge, you know. But I wish it could do a little bit more. But yeah, $199. If you buy it right now, it's only $170 on Amazon. So if anyone is interested in that, go check it out. Pretty good deal on it. All right, my fail is going to be another lame name in the long list of weird Android device names. Acer Liquid Zest Plus.
That sounds like one of those randomly generated names.
I know. It totally is. And like my headline when I wrote about this was Acer Liquid Zest Plus is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery is not soap. Because that's exactly what it sounds like, is a brand of soap you might buy.
Maybe that's like what OEMs are doing next. They're going with like these partnerships or something like, oh, you can stick your brand name on our phone to help us launch it. The Zest. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, partnership.
Pepsi, like the Pepsi.
Kit Kat.
Exactly, Kit Kat, Pepsi phone. I mean,
buy a 6-pack of bars of soap and you get a free Acer phone.
It's so weird.
Probably the other way around. Buy this phone, get a bar of soap.
Yeah, we were talking. When I went to the Beijing thing to take a look at the Le Echo, which actually we didn't really talk about, but the Le Echo phones that came out, and we were talking about how there's a lot of stuff that gets lost in the translation, and even in China, where like I guess Le Echo showed off this new car, the Le C, and apparently. The difference in Cantonese and Mandarin, I forget what the guy was saying, but one of the guys there was like, dude, in like Cantonese or something, I can't remember what exactly the language was, but it's like, lesi sounds exactly like our word for poop. He's like, how did they not think of this? Like, they just named their car poop in this, and it's like, I don't understand how like companies or marketing people and brands and all this stuff, how they can figure out what the name of their brand sounds like in all these different languages and try to pick the one. I mean, I'm sure there's like a fine art to it or something, and eventually you just have to pick one. But
you hear sometimes like products have different names in other countries because of that. Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense now. I never really quite understood it, but it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it probably just sounds weird in their language or has a weird connotation, or it's just
Chevy learned that lesson with the Nova in the 70s because Nova in Spanish is no-go. Nobody's going to buy a car called No-Go.
So, is it really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Nova. No-go.
Nova. No-go.
That's terrible. Wow.
This car's pretty sweet at stoplights.
So I'm sure, in China, Zest is awesome and everyone loves it, and it just sounds really cool, but it's like, like a zest for life. But like out here, everyone's going to associate it with the popular brand.
Soap ruined it.
Terrible.
All right, Chris, what's your win?
My win is just going to be the Chromebook HP Pixel thing that we talked about, because I was in the market for buying a new Chromebook because of the whole Google Play Android stuff that's going to be coming soon. But I didn't want something as low-end as a lot of these other Chromebooks. And I will not sacrifice on display quality. I want either 1080p or above display which kind of narrowed it down to maybe like two different types of Chromebooks. I think there's a new Acer for Work that's coming out that's supposed to have a really nice display too. But I was leaning more towards the Pixel, but didn't want to spend that much. So now this new HP one that's coming out next month is probably going to end up getting my money because it's like the perfect in between. I just hope that it's really light because I want a Chromebook that I can, that's lighter than my MacBook Pro that I can take around everywhere. Doesn't end up breaking my back after a while. But that's going to be my win. Super excited for the Chromebook HP 13, whatever they're calling it. My fail for the week is going to be is the Walmart Pay thing. So Walmart Pay officially launched on iOS. It's coming really soon to Android if it's not out already. I haven't checked my Walmart app, but it's an update to the existing Walmart app. Yes, I do. Okay, so the Walmart app right now allows you to do a bunch of cool stuff like being able to scan receipts. So once you get your Walmart receipt, you can scan the barcode on it, and it digitizes it, puts it into your app, and then you don't need the paper receipt anymore. So right now, I would have tons of receipts in my wallet. I have a big old fat George Costanza wallet, and it's like messing with my back, just full of receipts. I hate paper receipts so much. So anytime you go to like someplace and they ask you, would you like us to email the receipt? I'm like, hell yes, email that shiznit right now. But the Walmart one lets you scan it in, and Walmart Pay is an update to the app where it allows you to scan a QR code that's on terminals, which is cool because you can pay using whatever credit card you have in the Walmart app, and then it also scans that receipt so it keeps it safely tucked away in your Walmart account. But it just kind of sucks because Walmart has they will not embrace all the tap to pay stuff, so they will not. They've been trying to make their own type of mobile payment stuff for kind of a while now with their terminals, and I think it was called a Currency was what they were going for before, and then people got all upset about it. And I think really what it is it's just they don't want to pay to update the terminals they have now with tap-to-pay stuff, and for whatever reason, they're just not embracing Android Pay, Apple Pay, which is just all very popular. I mean, that's the way things are going, NFC payments and all that. And then with Walmart Pay, they're just kind of just giving everyone a big middle finger and just saying, no, we'll just do our own thing. And we can use QR codes to do that. So it's kind of annoying, although I do sort of like Walmart Pay. It's better than nothing, and I shop at Walmart a lot. So I think it's kind of sucky for Walmart because they're just increasing the fragmentation and all that with mobile payments.
It's like, come on, they don't have the money to update their systems.
Walmart's got a lot of money, but I mean I think we know they really like to save it. They don't want to spend it on giving people fair wages and all that stuff. So it's such a Walmart thing, and it's pretty effed up for Walmart on their part.
All right, Ashley?
My win for the week is going to be there was 9 minutes of leaked Pokemon Go footage. Chris, I don't know if you've seen this, but
oh yeah,
it is leaked footage from the Australian Pokemon Go field test, and it is exactly like playing Pokemon in real life, which is exactly what people want with this game. It's going to be that. They're doing it. It's coming.
They're doing it. They're doing it.
Yes, coming. This is like every little kid that played Pokemon. They're like, oh, I wish I could do this in real life, and now it's coming.
It's weird because of how it's. I mean, the team that did Ingress, so
yes.
it's gonna have a very sort of like I wouldn't say tower defense, but I mean it's kind of like the gameplay is going to be somewhat similar to Ingress. So it was kind of weird watching the gameplay footage because going out and collecting Pokemon, you literally have to go out into the real world and walk around.
You have to walk around. You have to actually aim your Pokeball. You have to be pretty accurate with it too. It
was just my thing was it was kind of weird because you don't. I thought that you would collect Pokemon, and in order to get new Pokemon, you would have to like use your Pokemon, let them fight for a little bit, and then throw your Pokeball. But from the gameplay stuff, it just looked like you go around and you just throw your Pokeball to catch him, and you just keep hitting the Pokemon in the head until he succumbs, and then you just get him, which is a little bit weird. But I guess the fighting mechanic is going to be with
the gyms.
So
yes.
that's where you will assign some of your Pokemon to defend your home gym, and then people that try to attack it, and you just you get to sit back and just watch the Pokemon that you've chosen just battle it out. But you don't actually get to choose what they do. Some people thought it was going to be like a full-fledged Pokemon game, which it's not. It's more of a I feel like it's more like Ingress, just kind of.
This is a passive Pokemon game. Like
Yeah.
It's almost like Foursquare Pokemon. Like you go and claim a place, and someone comes and tries to take it back from you.
Yeah. So it sounds cool to me. I think it still sounds awesome, and like I said, people are just kind of disappointed about it not being like as Pokemon-y as they wanted. But I think it's going to be great. I'm super hyped for it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get out of my apartment.
This is what's going to make you do it.
Yeah, and go get some sunlight.
Did either of you ever play Ingress?
I tried to play Ingress.
I tried, yeah.
But it was so hard to follow, and I didn't understand what I was doing with these crystals and stuff. It's like, yeah. I understand what I'm doing with Pokemon.
Exactly. I mean, that's so easy to understand. Ingress was so convoluted and complicated and just didn't make... I don't know. I felt like if I took the time to learn it, yeah, you could figure it out. It wasn't really that hard, but it was just so weird what was happening on screen compared to I couldn't figure it out. I just gave up.
Installed it and made an account and then never did anything with it because I was like,
that's
what is
most
this?
People do, but
yeah, I literally was. I think I was attacking someone's base at some point at the mall one time when I was waiting in line for a movie. I'm like, oh shoot, there's a base or whatever they call it on there, and I was shooting crystals at it or something. I don't even know what was happening. Eventually, I just gave up. But it sounded so cool because I was like, this is awesome. But yeah, eventually I was like, this is kind of weird. I don't like it.
All right, Ashley, you got a pretty good or I guess bad fail. Depends on your point of view.
So Wednesday, my phone started getting kind of hot, and I was like, what's up with this? And I hit the power button and noticed that the Google boot animation was on there. So I watched it for a little bit, and it would get through the boot loop animation. It would show my picture at the top, and it would show the time, but when I went to pull the notification screen down, nothing would show up, and then the phone would reset and go into a boot loop.
What?
Yikes.
Yeah, so I had to factory reset my phone, so it's back to normal, and I haven't even set it up again.
Wait, were you running Android N, or is this just a regular...
No, it just happened. Like I said, my phone got hot, and then when I turned it off and turned it back on, it got stuck in a boot loop.
That's so strange.
That's hashtag Android problems, right?
I know.
Because
everybody has that story with some device somewhere.
I can't say that I've ever had a device boot loop on me when I wasn't trying to root it or something.
I have not rooted it. I have not done anything to it. It just got hot and went into a boot loop. No, but since I reformatted it, it's fine.
I wonder if it was a bad app or something.
See, that's what I was wondering, but I've installed all the same apps that I had on it because I restored the backup that I had on my phone when I factory reset it.
Have you done any Googling to see if it happened to anyone else or something?
There were some people on the Nexus 6P subreddit that said it happened to them, and most of the people that it happened shortly after they got the phone from the factory.
Haha.
But yeah, you've had it for a while.
Yeah, I've had mine for about 6 months now.
Weird. Yep. Hashtag just Android things.
Yep.
All right. So my app pick for the week is an app that just came out last week. It's called Airtime. It's another social network. So this app, the gimmick or whatever you want to call it, is that every social network has its own little gimmick that supposed to make it special compared to the million other social networks out there. So this one is you create virtual rooms that you and your friends can hang out in, and so you create a room, and I don't know, you call it local friends or internet friends or whatever, and then people join this room, and then it's not just a chat room, it's actually more like a virtual party, I guess you could call it, where people can share YouTube videos, Spotify songs, all these different types of things, and then everyone can listen and play and watch at the same time. So not you can't do that in Facebook Messenger or something, like just share a YouTube link. But I guess it's supposed to work more natively in this app, and then you can have like a bunch of different rooms and stuff. It's kind of a neat idea. It's not exactly a unique concept, but it's a cool looking app, so I thought I would recommend it if anyone has been looking for something like that and hasn't been happy with any of the other apps that do it. All right, Chris, do you have an app pick for us?
I do not. I don't think.
All right, I'll let Ashley go and see if you can come up with one.
Yeah.
My app's pretty simple. It's just called Power Button Flashlight, and it makes it so that if you click the power button 3 times, your flashlight comes on.
Ooh, I was using that one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That one's awesome.
I might have to download that. That's kind of a good idea.
Yes. I always hate having to search for my flashlight.
Oh, you know what? I'll ask Chris a question. So Chris has used a lot of HTC phones. Maybe he'll have the answer for this. Is it possible to control the LED on an HTC phone with an app like LightFlow? Because all the ones I've tried so far do not work with HTC phones.
Really? It's an HTC unique thing? I don't know. I don't really mess around with my LED light. I know a lot of people really, really love like LightFlow and all that.
Yeah.
I remember those needed like root or something, but I don't know.
One of the apps I used, I can't remember. It had like special options for HTC devices, but it didn't work on the HTC phone. So yeah, I guess if anyone's listening to this and has any solutions for me, I'm just trying to pretty much disable the LED light. I don't really like it. And on most phones, you can just turn it off in the settings, but HTC doesn't let you do that. So if anyone knows of any apps that can control the LED on HTC phones, let me know. Email us. Yeah. Speaking of emails, we'll go to that if Chris doesn't have anything.
I mean, I have an update to an existing app that I love a lot.
Okay.
The Chipotle app. The Chipotle app now supports. There's actually been a lot of apps this week that have been updated to support the fingerprint readers on Android phones, and Chipotle app's one of them. And it's pretty awesome. And if you guys like eating Chipotle, like I do, when you order from the app, you order from the app, you don't have to wait in line. So there's been like so many times where I'll send my girlfriend out to go get us lunch, and she's like, "The Chipotle line's ridiculous," and it's like all the way out the door. She's like, "We're not getting this," and I'm like, "No." When you use the Chipotle app, you skip the line, you just go straight to the register and pick up your food. So it's pretty awesome. And then Chipotle, they had like their earnings call and all that stuff, and I guess sales are sort of down after all the
health stuff.
Yeah. Health reasons. So they're going to be offering, they said it's not available yet, but they're going to be offering like coupons and incentives and stuff. They said they're probably going to have like a frequent buyer program for the Chipotle app soon, and then they're also going to do like some coupons, like a buy one get one free deal, likely through the app. And Chipotle also said that they're going to be introducing chorizo, which is great.
Oh, yum!
I love chorizo, so that's going to be something new on their menu coming up soon. So download the Chipotle app. It's wonderful.
Someone I know, speaking of the Chipotle coupons, lives in like an apartment complex that's primarily older people, and apparently Chipotle just like canvassed the entire thing with buy one get one free coupons.
Shut up!
All these like older people didn't want them, and so yeah.
Yeah, we have this little like a recycling bin next to our mailboxes in our apartments, and the recycling like little area where people get their mail and they just throw their dumb mail they don't want in there. But there's always coupons in there, so when I find a good coupon in my mail, I just end up going in there and pulling out like all these Yoshinoya coupons and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's awesome. Jeez.
All right, we got one email question this week. It's from our friend Daquan Johnson. I should really stop saying email question because most of the time these aren't questions. He wanted to share his fail of the week, and his fail of the week is that apparently for him at least, Snapchat added all those features that I mentioned in the last podcast, and then they stopped working shortly after. They still work on my phone. I was just using the sticker in the video thing the other day. And they added gallery face swap. I don't know if you saw this, but you can like swap with any photo in your gallery, which is pretty fun. So yeah, I guess too bad that stopped working for you. It's still working fine for me. which is surprising, I guess, because Snapchat doesn't have the greatest track record. But if you'd like to share your wins or fails with us, or questions and comments, you can do that with our address podcast@fandroid.com. And I think that's going to wrap things up for this week. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter @MobileRoarcast. And like I mentioned, we're in Google Play Podcast now, so just open up Google Play and search Mobile Roar. You'll find us. We're also in TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and pretty much anywhere else. And you can follow us. Chris is at GamerCore, Ashley's at Overlord Roar, I am at Tall Schmo, and we'll see you guys next week. Later.
Later.